Hello everybody, it's FE Peer Review here. I'm not going to bother with doing one of those fancy title cards today. I'm just going to dive right in. This was too much fun not to just share. I'm watching MCToon's video here that he just put up a few hours ago. A live stream where he is exposing a lifetime scammer by the name of Daniel Seppings. And it is a hilarious video. You've got to see it. I'm still not even finished with it yet, and I had to stop and do my little reaction here because it's too much fun. I wrote the guy a message down here in the comments, and I'm going to copy that into a nice large piece of text so that you all don't have to read that tiny little bit of text down at the bottom of the screen. So we'll go look at that, and then we're going to look at a bit on Google Earth. Be right back. So here we are in lovely Melbourne, Australia. And if I had any ability whatsoever for doing accents, I'd be doing an Australian accent right now, but I don't. So we have a claimed location down at the bottom of the screen and an actual location towards the middle of the screen in Melbourne up at the top. And basically what it comes down to is this Daniel Seppings fellow took some pictures, probably from what I've marked as actual location, almost certainly from what I've marked as actual location, and claimed that they were taken from the claimed location way down at the bottom of the screen and far, far away. Now, I could probably say some things that might give him a kind of an out where he could say, oh yeah, I made a mistake, I remembered wrong, you're right, it was the other spot, so sorry, mea culpa. But I'm not really inclined to do that because not only does this guy have a very long history of trying to scam people, as well as other things which I won't get into here, but which MCToon does get into. Not only does he have that long history, which makes his apologies, if he were to issue them, suspect. He's not about to issue an apology. His reaction to MCToon is just classic. You've got to see it. So I'm going to read you a little bit what I wrote about his reaction and what he needs to do, and then we're going to take a good look at Melbourne. Okay, this is the comment I left on MCToon's video. I timestamped it to 38 minutes and 15 seconds. Now, Daniel Seppings, I don't know if you're going to see this comment or not. If you do, I hope you will give it some thought. Personally, I'm in no way interested in your response because you're not a part of my life, and your opinion about what I've said means nothing to me. Nonetheless, what I've said may have some value to you, so I hope you'll give it a little bit of thought. There's a certain bizarre element of humor in this, listening to MCToon talk while in the upper right there's a muted old man shaking his fist at the clouds. Daniel, this is life. This is what happens if you reach middle age and don't get your act together. The foundations crack. The walls built over them crumble. This is your life, Daniel. If you want to save it, the time is now. Now. You will not win by shaking your fist at the clouds as they blithely pass overhead on their way to their destiny. MCToon has done you a great service today with this expose. He has thrown you a safety line, a ring buoy. This is your chance to grab it before the waves pull you under. All you have to do is acknowledge to yourself that the oldest ways have failed you and that honesty is the path to salvation. So let's take a little look here at Google Earth. So here is the claimed location at the bottom of this screen here. We're going to zoom in. There's a little pier that comes off of this coastline here, kind of an L-shaped pier. Goes off this way and then turns. And Daniel claimed that he was out at the end of this pier looking northeast towards Melbourne. MCToon did a brilliant job showing that he was lying through his teeth, or he was, I'm adding, completely not remembering, which I think is highly doubtful, and which he was not about to concede anyway. So Daniel, you missed your chance at way out. You could have said, that sounds right, I remember now. It was this L-shaped pier over here that I was standing on. I was standing on the end of this L-shaped pier. This is where I was. My mistake. I just remembered the L-shaped pier. Went over, looked at it on the map, and picked the wrong one, etc., etc. Would have been fine for anybody else, but when you've got the kind of history you have, Daniel, that doesn't work. Sorry, but that's life. So, that is Brighton Beach, and the reason why we're quite certain that there's Melbourne up there, that this is where he was because of a very distinctive cypress tree that happens to be right out here on this stretch of road here. Let's see if I can get in there on Street View and we can take a look at it. This beautiful tree right here. Boy, I'd love to visit this spot. I really want to see Australia someday. This little tree makes cameo appearance in Daniel's photos, exposing his lies. We'll go back to where we were, because he was actually out here. So we're just going to have to zoom in here and try to approximate the view. All right, that's a rough approximation of it. That was that grove of trees and the cypress tree, this bit of land that comes out here, and then the skyline of Melbourne in the background. Not my purpose here to try to get a perfect replication of that view. I think that there's enough here to confirm that this is what we're seeing in the foreground in front of Melbourne, and it works very nicely from this pier over here. So he was somewhere on this pier when he took that photograph, much, much closer than he claimed to be. I'll go back to MCToon's video here and see if I can bring up the image, and then you can compare. This was the image that the guy posted, Daniel posted, claiming that he took from Portsea, which is some many, many miles away. And that's that spit of land. And in other images that MCToon showed, you can see the cypress tree clump off to the right. So there you go. I recommend MCToon's video, and have a lot of fun. Enjoy your evening. FE Peer Review here. Hope you all enjoyed this. Remember to click the like button on your way out the door and share with a friend and all of that. Good evening.